to heart, soul to soul. Let's speak our minds and make it plain. I'm here for you, you're here for me. Together let's stand. It's heart to heart.
Hi, welcome to Heart Chat Show. My name is Lady Ajoa. Thank you so much for tuning in. As always, Heart to Heart bring you some interesting conversations, across the globe. We talk about social issues, trending issues, relationships and marriages, sex, well-being and health. Everything convo is all about Heart to Heart. Today, I have an amazing young gentleman here with me. We're going to be talking about taking a bold step, pretty much to do with businesses, entrepreneurship, and stuff like that. So, in the meantime, just subscribe, like, share, comment, okay? And if you have a topic that you want us to discuss, do send us an email to hearttoheartchatshow@gmail.com. If you also want to sponsor the show, feel free to contact us, and once you do that, we will put whatever it is that you're working your business or whatever, we will be announcing it. We'll put it at the end of the screen so that a lot of people get to see what you're doing. So contact us if you want to sponsor the show. Now today I have this young man. This man has been an inspiration. I know where he started from and I know where he is at now. And I thought I've got to interview him because, your story, your journey is an inspiration, and I believe that it will inspire someone. So this young man that I am talking about is called Apeagyei Mensah. Now, Samuel is a music, and a drum musician and a drummer. He is also a DJ. So, hey, if you are doing your parties, your weddings, even gospel events, everything that you're doing, if you need a DJ, that is your man, DJ Samense, right?
That's right.
And he plays some good tunes. And I think at the end of the show, you would hear a little bit of his mashup, his playing, playing with those, what do you call them?
Well,
Your babies on here.
oh, the DJ console.
Okay,
DJ
so
deck.
it's a DJ console. He'll be doing his thing on there. And Apia is also based in North London. So especially North London people, you do a lot of parties, so make sure you contact him. Apia, I call you Apia. He is Samuel, but I call him Apia, so I'll be going on that level.
No problem.
Welcome to Heart Chat Show.
Thank you.
And
thank you very
for
much.
honoring this invitation, because I know you are a busy man. So for you to come drive all the way from North London to here, it is a privilege.
Yeah.
I don't take it for granted. Thank you.
Yeah, it's a pleasure.
Now, how did that idea of, actually tell us a little bit about you, what you do first. I've introduced a little bit, but
Okay. Samuel Apeagyei Mensah, and based in North London. I work for London Underground. That's my regular job. That's my main job.
that is regular job.
That
And
is
then there's a side job, right?
yeah, and then the business, and
Okay.
also a drama playing at church. As you know, I've been with you, played
Oh, yes.
so many years.
Oh, yes. Yes.
And so God has been good throughout all these years, and I always thank God for the opportunity to play in the church. I've never regretted playing for church.
That's amazing.
And I could have played for seculars and other things, but then the church has really helped me, opened doors for me, and I'm here now.
So one of the main reasons why I brought you here on this hot seat is because of the business side of things. You do a regular job, which is fantastic. But then you were bold enough, and that's why I call this taking that bold step.
Yeah.
To be able to think about something and, decided that you're going to take that risk
Yeah.
and do it.
Yeah.
Now, how did that business idea come about?
Okay, thank you very much. I would say, as an individual, as everyone, you should have a dream. And the business thing, I would say, is been in me all the way back in Ghana.
Okay.
I'm in Africa. And I quite remember when I was around 13, my mom was into timber business.
Okay.
And then when you finish JSS in Ghana, you have about free time for like 6 months or a year. So, I mean, growing up, I've seen my mom doing business. And I used to go with her to, I mean, where she was trading. And I used to, I mean, help her with counting the money and selling to her clients and stuff like that. She sometimes leave me and go to town, and I have to stay in for her and just cover up and then deal with her clients. So before I moved on to secondary school and then to university and stuff. So I could see that I had that passion, that business passion was there. But when I relocated from Africa to UK, I mean, due to so many things, life will take you circles and stuff like that.
I
that
know, the highs and the lows and all of that.
That's it. That passion will just vanish. It will just go somewhere. But then it got back again by the grace of God. It got ignited again with a friend I met in London Underground, a Nigerian friend to be precise.
Okay.
And I saw this guy that when he comes to work, I mean, he's not really focusing on what we are doing at work. He's doing something else. So I said, why is he so busy all the time? Because he's making phone calls here and there.
Yeah.
So, well, yeah, I'm doing this business, property business and stuff like that. So he told me about it, but I was still not kind of ready, you know.
Yeah.
When the right time comes, you feel it that this is a time I need to take the step. But I still had my mind on business. I still wanted to do my own business rather than working for somebody. So one day, with an encouragement from another friend, I spoke to another friend that, oh, this is what my friend at work told me. He said, so what are you sending there for? I was even telling that friend to rather go into it. And he said, why can't you do it? So sometimes the people you surround yourself with is very important.
Yes.
So when we had a chat, I said, okay. So I called Farid, my friend, and he said, okay, come for breakfast. We sat over coffee. And then he just told me what to do, get your marketing tools ready, go this way, the steps to take. And somebody, you have to be driven, to be honest. You have to have the drive.
Yeah.
So, because what he told me, it was basic, it was nothing, it was just a chat. But then I decided to follow exactly what he told me and to do my own research, read stuff, go to network events, and then there I started. Yeah.
So, you know, first of all, was it expensive to go into that? Because with property business, you've got to invest into it.
Yeah.
You know, how did you raise that funding? You know, I mean.
Okay. That's a good question, because when we say property, everybody's thinking about hundreds and thousands, hundreds and millions.
That's the thing
of cash that you need to go into property. But I would say yes and no. Okay. Because there are ways and means to raise the money. Okay. For example, I can give you about maybe 5 or up to, there are about 12 different ways you can raise the money.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Give us a couple.
Okay. One, you can get the money from bank loans.
Right.
Credit cards, equity release, which is standard, everybody knows.
Yeah.
And then the next one I want to talk about is starting a business for cash flow and then saving to raise your money. And that is the rent to rent in property business, rent to service accommodation. So these two words, they are jargons that you might not
I was
know.
going to say rent to service accommodation. What does that mean? To me, it's like a botanical name that you've just said.
That's it. I mean, when we say rent to rent, basically subletting management company or a management company, which is being compliant and regulated by the government. Right. So all you need to do is to register a company. Get your marketing tools, your social media, your business cards.
So you register your own company.
You register your own company.
Okay.
As a limited liability company.
Right. So it doesn't have to sit under somebody.
No.
Right. Okay.
So you do all that. You have your registered company. You have your address. You have your. And these days, Corona taught us something. COVID-19 has taught us a lot.
True.
To know that we can do things remotely.
True.
Or virtually.
Yeah.
My office is virtual. It's in my boot. It's in my car. Everything is in my car.
Wow.
All you need is your website, your business cards, your social media handles, and then you can even have a virtual O2O number that is linked to your mobile phone.
Oh, amazing.
So
Okay.
when you have all that and you approach landlords or estate agents, you'll be able to convince them that you are credible to give you properties to manage. So let's not go off track what you asked me about how to raise the money. So this is how you raise the money. Credit cards, when you have credit cards like MBNA, American Express, Barclays cards, and you go for the types that says money transfer.
Okay, so there's 0% on it.
0% money transfer, and they open window for 0% money transfer at some time. And when you use credit card to purchase property, it's a good debt. It's not a bad debt.
Yes.
Rather than using credit cards for trainers and holidays and all that.
Yes.
And buying your fashion and stuff like
That is so true, though.
So,
that is so, because a lot of people use credit cards for unnecessariness,
stuff.
And so I think that if you use it wisely,
Yeah.
you know, then it is a good thing, because you're putting
Definitely.
it into a venture that will bring you income.
Returns, yeah. So credit cards are one. Bank loans, if you have an opportunity, all these things is relative to every individual. You might not be in a position to be able to apply for bank loan, but somebody has a credit card, somebody has pension sitting down, somebody has a property that you can get an equity release out of it.
But the thing is, how do you know? You know, it's that bit where you are not sure whether to put that money into it, because you don't know whether the
You get
business
the
will
returns,
work or
yeah.
not. Yes. So how can you convince somebody that, you know, it is definitely a good venture, and, you know, they need to take that bold step to go into that direction?
That is a good question as well. And UK economy is largely dependent on real estate, on properties.
Okay.
You never go wrong
With properties.
You agree with me?
I do.
That you never go wrong in UK. Look at how many foreigners in the country.
Yes.
And the number of properties we have. We don't have the land. And the demand is always there. UK demand for property never goes down. It's always increasing. Always. The councils are running out of properties, and they are relying on the private sector. So you can never go wrong to invest in UK properties. The only thing is you need to have the knowledge.
Okay, so the knowledge is that
key.
matter.
Acquire the
Actually,
knowledge.
they say knowledge is power.
That's it.
So you really need to acquire. How do you acquire that knowledge to be able to, you know, implement it?
Yeah, you have to surround yourself with the people that are into properties. One, that you know they have excelled in what they're doing.
So
that
from today, I'm you
yes,
know,
of course.
you and I are going to be
buddy up. Yeah, we have to do joint venture.
Exactly.
Yeah, because property, take it or leave it, is daunting. It's really daunting. It's really hard to take the step.
Yes.
It
looks huge.
It can be very daunting, but it's simple, but it's not easy.
Right.
The strategies and how to go into property is very simple. Simple, no-brainer stuff that if I tell you now, you'll be like, yeah, but this is nothing new you're telling me. You know, but how to get into it can be very daunting. You need to do it right. If you don't do it right, you get burnt badly.
Oh, wow.
Because these are some of the ways you source properties, and auction is one. I'm sure everybody watched the shows on BBC One.
Yeah, I do
Homes
watch
Under
it.
Hammer.
Yeah, I do watch it. But then sometimes I watch it and I'm thinking, this house, you know, so you can tell that it's so down, it's run down.
Yeah.
So at a certain point, I'm thinking, How much money do you need to bring it up to that standard?
That's
It's
it.
all about that as well, isn't it?
As a property investor, we love the swirly carpets where you go to some properties is so
That looks like a dump.
dumpy
Yeah.
and old fashioned swirly carpet. You can see like some, excuse me to say, some old person that was living
Yeah.
there. He wasn't cleaning and stuff like that, and it's so smelly and stuff. That is
Is that what you?
Yes, that is what I like.
Why?
Because what I see beyond the swirly carpets and the dumps is money. Because before then, you must have done your due diligence and research around the area. You must have gone online. You know, all I do, just sit with your cup of tea behind your computer, have your phone, go on there. There's a way you have to do your demographics, checks the area and stuff like that. And in every area in UK, you know, where we don't want to live, some people don't want to live where it's busy, and I would say
Yeah.
the rough areas, those are where rental are very good and the
Okay.
demands are very high because it's highly populated. When you go to the bougie part of every area, they don't rent properties, they own their properties.
True.
And as an investor, you want to rent out. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Unless you're flipping. Depending on the strategy. If you're doing for rental, then you have to go to where it's rough. If you're doing for flips, then you need to do your property strategy where you know these people have got the money to buy.
Yeah.
So these are all things you need to do first. So if you've done your due diligence, you've seen that this property is around, and also first thing you need to know, is this below market value property? Because it's dumpy and all that. You can negotiate well. Your negotiation skills is very important.
Right.
You can negotiate well and get it way, way, way below market value.
Right. Oh, that is a tricky one as well,
That's
isn't it?
Your skills in negotiating to get the property at a good discount.
But that doesn't happen in auction though, because the auction, it looks like it keeps going up, you know. So how do you achieve that?
Okay, in auction, that's why auction is another thing that you need to be well versed in it. You need to understand how the auction works. Every auction property has a problem. So it's your duty to do your checks.
Okay.
That is it possible for me to overcome this problem that won't cost me much money,
Right.
or that will not affect my strategy.
Yes.
So every property they are selling at auctions has slight issues here and there. Either it's run down, or either it has dispute. If it's flat, it has very, very low lease left and stuff like that. And if, let's say, you're buying leasehold properties in auctions, there's a lease calculator, an app where you can put in the property value, how many years left.
Because sometimes if it's less than 80 years,
70 something,
yeah, then you have a problem.
You have a problem. So you need to check
Yes.
how many leases left, the property value, and roughly the calculator will give you range of how much they'll be selling the extension of the lease.
Oh, right. Okay.
So you need to factor that in your mathematics when you're doing your maths to calculate how much you want to buy the property and how much you want to flip it, or how quick you can get your money return on cash you have invested out of it. So the lease calculation is very important when you're buying leasehold properties.
Definitely.
And let's say sometimes when it's a bit like 60 years, you can do your calculations and find out that, okay, the freeholder wants to sell the extension for maybe 20,000. So you add the 20,000 to your highest bid in the auction, that you were not going to bid more than this amount. So when you put all that, you factorize all that, and you look at how much the property is going to be valued after it has been updated and well refurbished well.
Yeah.
How much is it going to fetch you? And calculate and see, okay, with the lease, everything, legals, everything, and the property is value more than how much I'm purchasing and refurbing it, then it's a good deal.
Right. Okay. So you've got to factor all those little
All the
bits
bits
into
in there.
it, and then come to a place where you're strategizing in how you're going to bid for that property.
That's it. And then one thing you should do is the legals of auction properties.
Okay.
They are very, very, very naughty auctioneers. I've had an
Right.
experience. They are very, very naughty.
Okay.
So you need to have a lawyer, a solicitor, property solicitor, that will go through with you the special condition of sales, the checks in the land registry with the council, if there's any loans attached to that property that needs to be paid and stuff like that.
Okay.
You need to do all those checks, because they will tell you you've read terms and conditions and you have agreed to it.
And
So
a
as
lot
soon-
of times we hardly read the terms
you
and
hadn't
conditions.
used it. So you need to really go extra mile. If you have to pay, I think solicitors charge around 100 to 150 to interpret one legal document for a property for
Yeah.
you know. So if you do all these things, then your solicitor tells you there's no problem with the property, and then once you agree that you're not going to bid more than this amount, stick with it.
Okay, that's good.
Don't just bid with emotions. Like,
Yeah.
just stick with your plan that you're not going more than 120, and then have a leeway. Maybe I can stretch up to 130. So
You have that, yeah.
that thing, so you don't get swayed and just follow your emotions, and you keep. By the time you realize you've won the auction,
And you don't even have the money to pay for
bought
it.
it too high.
That's interesting. Now, as a young black person in that property business, are there barriers that one needs to break to get to where you are now?
Okay, I would say that for me, coming from Africa and coming to Europe and to England, I made it a point I want to make a difference.
Okay.
And I stayed focused and made sure because you're going to compete with the citizens of this land
Exactly.
and other ethnic minorities. So you need to work harder. You have to carry yourself well.
Okay.
And you have to have the credibility. And how do you get the credibility?
Yeah.
Like I said, your marketing tools and having your company registered, having your business card, having your websites. And if you can, these days there are offices you can hire for hours in city.
Okay.
So if you really, really have a business meeting,
Yeah,
you
you
can
can hire an
hire
office.
an office for an hour, meet the people there. I remember one of my tenants wanted to come to my office. Most of them, when I advertise, they ring me over the phone. We meet at the property
Okay.
and then discuss them. But this guy was not sure about me, so he wanted to. And luckily, I have a friend that has an office. So I took the person to my friend's office.
Okay.
Because sometimes people want to see physical structure,
Yeah.
thinking that if I'm looking for you, this is the building you are in.
Yeah. Okay.
You see, it's not everybody will just trust you and just transfer deposit money to you
No, that's the
by
thing.
just advertising online, because there's a lot of scammers and stuff like that online. So you need to be prepared in a way, and your negotiation skills must be up to scratch,
Okay.
because you're going to deal with
People.
a lot of people, a lot of
Yeah.
English people and stuff like that, and they know their stuff. So you
Wow.
need to.
We
Yeah.
need to up our games, you
Yeah.
know. Now, you are also a DJ. So how did you get into that?
As you know,
I mean, from TFL to properties to DJ. I'm like,
Yeah.
three different.
yeah, I mean, the properties is something I wanted to do. I have the passion for it.
Yes.
DJ is the talent I have as a drummer, being in the music industry
Yeah.
way back from secondary school. I've been I played with you for how
You
many years?
did. Oh,
5
for-
years
yeah.
or 6 years.
Yeah.
So the music passion was there. So before lockdown last year, December, I went to a friend's surprise party for the wife. And the DJ that came there had some beautiful speakers, and that is what I've acquired now.
Okay.
So the sound was good,
Yeah.
and I love quality sound as a musician.
Yeah.
So I asked him where he got it. He gave me the book to read through. So I made it a point that, and funny enough, I was just surfing on Facebook, and that speaker just came across. And I said, wow, this is not the speaker I saw with the DJ. Initially I wanted to just buy the speakers and just rent them out to DJs. So when I bought the speaker, I said, you know what? Why don't I do this thing myself? So I got myself the
Wow.
Serato DDJ SS3, the DJ console.
Amazing.
So
Well done.
as soon as I set myself up as well, unfortunately, Corona. So.
Oh no. The thing is, with these kind of consoles, they never go out of season.
No.
And the thing is, after Corona, there will be functions. In fact, there's still functions going on. It's just that, the numbers have been reduced. So it means that your payments will be cut into half.
Of course.
But I think you're doing a good job. Now,
thank you.
Just to end it, but I just want a quick answer to this. How has being an entrepreneur, affected your family life? Because you're DJing, you're working full time, you're doing, what impact has it had on your family? Is it good? Is it bad? How can people manage that?
I would say it's quite challenging, but I'm dealing with it as it comes. It's quite challenging. But would you believe that my regular job even takes me away from family more than my property business?
Oh, okay.
Even my property business, when I'm going on viewing, sometimes I ride with my kids in the car.
Okay.
It's nothing. You just go for viewing for a particular 5-10 minutes viewing and talking, and then you're done. But my regular job, shift work, I'm doing mornings, afternoons, evenings. It's even worse. So eventually I want to just do my own thing and stop shift work and do work for someone. So it is challenging, but my regular job is the one even giving me the problem. But the ultimate is to either go part-time with regular or stop it.
Oh, wow. Amazing. Where can people find you, if you are advertising your properties and stuff like that, and someone wants to get hold?
Yeah, I use Spare Room. I use Facebook. I use Zoopla, Rightmove, all these digital platforms to market my properties.
So Samuel, again, thank you so much for joining us. Now we want to see your show on that DJ console. We want to see you do a bit of mashup, a bit of all that jazz, get us into the groove. So I present to you DJ Samense. Enjoy.
Jesus, you're my everything, yeah. My everything is you, Lord. Yeah. Everybody say, say, how can I express my gratitude for all the many things you've done for me? Words are not enough, to say thank you. Say, Lord, you are my everything. You're my everything. How can I express my gratitude?
Friday, Japolo, all night, Saturday night, our club with you. Yali, Martin, Mensah, and the Google Cap with you. I the shape in out the Bible, Ben, go for say, Yala, so they snap in the bank. The gas in out the chapel, walk when, Laboshe, one house on a club with a bank. Tinyame summer pan, a yellow sumia, Bisa Unia, the Bisa was so Yame summer pan, a yellow sumia, but Jehovah full of Bani Lubani. Yame summer pan, a yellow sumia, that yellow Pinukunda plastic. Yame summer pan, a yellow sumia, Yasuma Mia, you look at Jelly, Miss Atim Budapa, and then Yami Baba Physica. So I'm considered bad.
Next time you're gonna take you to Bloom Bloom. When we done, we go home and boom boom. Hop on the wagon, baby, say vroom vroom. Say cheese, take a picture. Shaka pose, make a see, take a picture. Say cheese, take a picture. Shaka pose, make a see, take a picture. Say cheese, take a picture. Shaka pose, make a see, take a picture. Say cheese, take a picture. Shaka pose, make a see, take a picture. I rap on all your thing, but we move. Even you go to catch my cruise. You know the vibes, you know the groove. Only why they miss my boo. She make my heart beat say like say boom boom. Next time you're gonna take you to Bloom Bloom. When we done, we go home and boom boom. Hop on the wagon, baby, say vroom vroom. Say cheese, take a picture. Shaka pose, make a see, take a picture.
do the thing, you mash up me head. Just imagining you move anything the bed. Keep me alive and I make me dead. Then she looking at my face and said,
I take the shot and wine, wine, wine. I wine. Hennessy shot and wine, wine, wine. I wine. No need for rush, take time. Take time. I take a shot and wine. I take a shot and wine. Send it up in on me right. Soon as the night time strike, you fade my mind.
Blessings fall by my right hand. But I toast with the friends that take off me load. One time did sit down in a class and we bored dead. Only said the road and me going with the road. Toast. Yeah. Toast.
Amazing, Samuel. Thank you so much for joining me on this hot seat on Heart to Heart Chat show. I mean, like I said, I really wanted you here because I know your journey. I mean, because this is on air, we couldn't go into details. But then you have been an inspiration because you've been determined, you've been focused, you have persevered, and by God's grace, He is taking you there. I mean, I know you're doing very well, but I don't want to say you are there yet. Because the sky is your limit.
I'm not there yet.
So it is amazing, and just like Samuel, you can do it. That's why we are here to bring you inspiration stories like that, to be able to motivate you. Take that bold step. If you feel that you have something in you that you want to do, your passion, some kind of a business, you've got a little amount of money sitting there, think about what you want to put it in that will generate more income or returns for you, and take that bold step and do it. Thank you once again for joining us and for watching. And please make sure you hit the subscribe button, like, share, comment. And again, do contact us on all our social media platforms. Heart to Heart on Instagram, Heart to Heart on Facebook. And if you want to email us, it's hearttoheartchatshow@gmail.com. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.
Heart to heart, soul to soul. Let's speak our minds and make it plain. I'm here for you, you're here for me. Together let's stand.